guys, it's Rach and welcome back to my channel. So today I have got a rather handsome helper. This is James and he is helping me do my video today because normally I do them in the evening when he's in bed, but this evening we have got a date night planned, Dave and I. So I decided I would do it this afternoon and James said that he would supervise to make sure I was doing a good job. So yeah, today we are going to be doing a love special. So it's a special good news roundup and it's all about love in lockdown. So the first good news story of this video is the one that inspired me to make the video. Basically, my sister-in-law sent me this story over Facebook Messenger. I absolutely loved it. It's a friend of hers. It really made me smile. It's a video. And yeah, I just thought, how amazing is that? And what a great idea for a Good News Roundup video to make it sort of wedding and love themed. So this is the story of Becca Rooney and Dan Hill. They were due to get married and unfortunately, due to COVID, they had to cancel their wedding. So on the day that they were supposed to get married, they decided to have a non-wedding. I will post a link for the full video down below. It is just absolutely hilarious. They take you through the whole day from the bride and groom getting ready. They have their non-vows, they have their reception, they have the after party, which is hilarious. Yeah, and I just thought how wonderful. They made a video of their whole day. They dressed up for the occasion. And they just had a brilliant time. It is honestly proper heartwarming, but really funny as well. I just loved that. I've like I say, I'll pop the full video down below so you can watch it all. When I watched the video, I said to my sister-in-law, oh wow, like I don't know if I could be like that positive. Like if I had to cancel my wedding, I'd be devastated. Yeah, exactly, devastated. But I've seen a few couples, people who I know have had to cancel their weddings and my heart broke for them because that's so sad. No one should ever have to cancel such a special day. Obviously, the reasons why they have to are incredibly important and, everyone I've seen has been so gracious about it, which is testament to what great people they are. But yeah, I mean, taking something that actually could be really, really rubbish and turning it into something that's actually not only made them smile, but made loads of other people smile who've seen this video. What an amazing thing to do. The second story that I found while I was researching kind of love stories in lockdown, the second story is local to me. It was a couple in Newcastle. So again, they were due to get married, had to cancel their wedding because of the pandemic, and decided they would have a virtual wedding. So they set up their garden, they made a wedding arch, they had cardboard guests, they got dressed up, and yeah, they held their wedding via Zoom. So they invited their friends and family to join them in a Zoom meeting. Their bridesmaid officiated their non-wedding, and yeah, they had their non-wedding wedding and shared it with all their friends and family, which I just thought was absolutely amazing. And again, like how awesome to make something that could be a real negative into such positive. So a non-wedding one now. So this one is from across the pond in New York, and this is about a couple who hadn't met each other before the pandemic. So the guy in this story is a photographer, and he was doing a series about roof culture during the lockdown, which, to be fair, I also want to see that when he releases that, because I think that'll be really interesting. And he basically, while he was, looking out of his windows and things, looking for these photograph opportunities of different things people were doing on their roofs, he spotted a girl dancing. And he was totally mesmerised by it. He thought, it was fantastic. She was having great fun. So he used his drone to fly his number over to her to see if, she wanted to text him. And she did. She texted him saying, hey, it's the girl from the roof. And they decided they were going on a date with each other. which is lovely, but obviously they're in lockdown. So he enlisted the help of her roommate to set up a little table on the roof so that she could have dinner. He made dinner and put it on his balcony, I think it was. And he asked the roommate if she would buy a bunch of flowers so that he could buy her flowers for the day. And they sat on in their respective buildings on the roof/balcony and had a video call and had their first date. And I believe they've been on a second date as well. So hey, finding love in lockdown, how fab is that? So another wedding related story that I came across when I was doing research for this video was the story of two epidemiologists. They are from Boston, and basically they were due to get married back kind of before everything got really bad and everyone started going into lockdown. They anticipated what would be coming, and probably given the experience they've got in the medical field and things, had a kind of a better understanding of how these types of viruses spread. And they decided to postpone their wedding, feeling that it would be irresponsible to have a big gathering of people at a time like this. So they postponed their wedding, and then a colleague had said to them, well, why don't you just get married at the hospital? And they did. And honestly, it looked lovely. Everyone was gowned and masked up and social distancing applied and everything. There was just a couple of people there. I found a great link to a video, basically, which shows you kind of their little wedding. It's just a short clip. It's lovely though. So I'll pop a link for that down below. But yeah, how lovely is that? Another great story I read was about a couple in New Zealand. They had matched on Tinder 3 weeks before their country went into lockdown. And they lived a couple of hours apart from each other and decided, let's go into lockdown together, why not? So one moved into the other's house and they have been in lockdown together ever since, and apparently it's gone really well. They are loving getting to know each other, they're doing loads of really cool fun things, and they intend to stay together after lockdown, although go back to long distance. So yeah, what a great story that is. These stories of love in lockdown are not few and far between. Another one that I love, this one again in the UK, was a couple who were due to get married and realised very quickly that once the coronavirus started to spread, that weddings were likely to be cancelled. So they rushed and got married literally the day before lockdown was announced in the UK. So they're probably the last couple to have got married in the UK. Yeah, the day before lockdown, they were legally married in their church, and they had a socially distanced wedding reception, which involved a cake with hand sanitizer, bride and groom on top, which I loved. Great cake toppers. And then they basically drove around waving at all their loved ones from their car so they could all join in. There are stories from all over the world about couples who've had to postpone their weddings, who've had to cancel plans, but who are making the best of it and just somehow turning what could be such a difficult, horrible thing into, you know, something beautiful. Love is awesome. Sometimes when I look at the world, I kind of despair for the human race a little bit. But to be honest, when I look at the good news stories and the incredible stories of love that are coming out of this crisis, actually, sometimes human beings are awesome. One day when we look back at this time and I talk to James about the fact that he was a lockdown baby, I will share with him the stories of love and the stories of hope and the stories of people finding ways to be positive and spread joy during what is an incredibly difficult and challenging time for everybody. But yeah, one day, hopefully, we'll look back and we'll be able to share the beautiful things and be able to share the stories of love in lockdown. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like and a share. Bye! So